Yo, 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 and welcome back to TSF Entertainment. This time we are bringing you Raising Kanan, Episode 6, exclusive photos and predictions. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Episode 6 synopsis says dangerous secrets are revealed as Famous unburdens himself to Kanan, and Rock finally tries to make amends with Lou. Marvin struggles with his role as stage dad and Howard attempts to get closer to the task force. Right off the bat, in this scene here, as the synopsis says, we see Howard trying to get closer into the task force. Um, it's not too much to go off of this scene here with what we already know that he's trying to get closer. Possibly he is talking to the detective, trying to get in the task force, and the detective is not letting him in the task force by any means. Um, he also could be possibly trying to fish to see what type of evidence that they have in the task force against Rock, as well as he possibly could be making up some lies as well to get himself inside of the task force. Well, well, well. So, in this scene here, we have Pernessa in her bedroom on the floor, looking scared, as she has a very scary figure standing over top of her, which we all know is Ronnie. Um, I'm not sure if this is before or after she meets Rock. Well, goes to Rock's crib. I'm gonna assume this is before she meets Rock. Um, Ronnie is in her house. More than likely she tells Ronnie like, "Yo, you gotta go." They possibly get into some little spat, and he kind of threatens her, which is why she looks so scared right there. And it's probably also where he puts it in her ear that Rock had something to do with Unique's disappearance. Here we have Crystal, Aisha, and Juke. As none of them are happy. I'm going to assume in this scene, this is possibly where all three of them kind of go back and forth at each other. They also could be getting a tongue lashing from their manager. Um, it could also be where Juke is messing up due to her jealousy. She saw Aisha back at Cafe Vu's flirting with Kanan. Um, as we see Juke giving her a side eye. Not too sure. It's not too much to go off of from the scene right here, but as we can see, none of them are happy, which leads me to believe that they're getting the tongue lashing again from their manager. But here in this scene, we have Aisha and Juke getting rather close. It looks like Aisha is consoling her. Um, maybe possibly telling her it's going to be okay or whatnot. Also, possibly that Aisha is revealing how she feels about Juke. Juke could possibly be revealing the same thing and letting her know about how she felt the night, her and Kanan were talking. Not too sure, but as we can see that we know Aisha is consoling Juke. And we do know that this is also Juke's love interest. As we've seen from the last trailer, this is where Kanan is introduced to Snaps and Pop. Not too much to go off from the scene right here. As we all know, this is his introduction into Snaps and Pop. Also from the trailer, as we saw, this is the scene where Rock and Lou have a conversation in Cafe Vu's. As the synopsis said, she tries to make amends with Lou. Lou is not wanting to hear it, thinking possibly she just let them know she messed up. She's out of the game. She just wants to see him do good, their family. Um, Maybe even extends a olive branch to help him get Cafe Vu's back up, which of course we know he's going to turn it down. But yeah, from this scene, that's pretty much what we know. In this scene here, though, we see that Lou is back drinking again. Not sure. Maybe he is reliving all of the bad stuff from the past. Um, with scrap and whatnot, all of the stuff that he had to do as we seen throughout this season. He keeps having flashbacks and seeing ghosts. Maybe here, this is where he sees a ghost. Um, or as we saw in the trailer, someone pulls a gun on Lou, and maybe this is the after effect after they pull the gun on Lou, seeing that he was possibly almost unalived. He has himself a drink. Here's Rock. It's not much to go off of from this scene, but I'm gonna assume that Rock is talking to Stefano, as that looks like that is the back of his fish store where he would take everybody since the fish store was bugged. Um, I'm thinking maybe here is where she gets back in the game. As we do know, at some point she does get back in the game. Maybe here she's getting back in the game, or maybe Stefano is telling her, there's something else he needs her to do, and this is where they meet up. But again, it's not too much to go off of from this scene. But I'm guessing that this is behind the fish store, and she's meeting with Stefano. Here we have Rock and Marvin getting into it. Not much to go off of, but as the synopsis says, Marvin struggles with being a stage dad. So I'm thinking here, during their rehearsal, the group gets a tongue lashing from their manager, and Marvin steps up and says some things to the manager, which results in Juke and Marvin arguing. Juke possibly telling him, like, don't mess this up for me. This is what I've always wanted. You're gonna get me fired or whatnot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we see that they're having an argument, but not sure about what. But we do know he's struggling as a stage dad, so I'm assuming that's what it's in reference to. Here we have Famous. Not much to go off of. Um, Maybe here he's telling Kanan exactly everything that happened or whatnot, as we saw that um in the synopsis that dangerous secrets are revealed. Maybe he's revealing more secrets. Maybe here he's telling Kanan about Rock putting the gun into his backpack, among with other stuff. So it's not much to go off of, but that possibly could be it. Here we have Lou in the studio. Maybe this is possibly as I see smoke. Maybe this is from that previous scene. Maybe he is meeting with Famous, and that's Famous in the studio with Lou, and they're about to record some new music since Famous did such a good job at Cafe Vu's. He wants to get back in the studio, work with Famous, get the music going. So maybe here, this is where this scene right here is where they finally click back up to start making new music. Here we have Marvin and Gerald. They're just having a conversation. Not sure what the conversation is about. Maybe Marvin is talking to Gerald, getting it off his chest how much he's struggling, with being a stage dad, with Juke and playing the background for her career or whatnot. Maybe Gerald is also fishing information or trying to out of Marvin to write a story. Maybe he's trying to get more, instead of information of not Juke, but more into the street life, since he realized that Marv knew Dean. So maybe that's what he's possibly going to fish for in this scene. Here we have Pessa and Rock. And from the looks of it, it looks like this is where Pessa tells Rock, the altercation or the interaction that she had with Ronnie in her house. Um, going to assume here from Rock's face that she pretty much has either knows or has assumed that Unique is unalived. Ronnie was the one who did it. Um, Maybe here, this is where they possibly put something in motion to get rid of Ronnie. And maybe this is possibly where she makes the decision to get back in the game. Here we have Rock and Kanan in the living room. Um, as we can see from Kanan's face, as he's always angry. It's not much to go off of here from this scene. Thinking possibly Rock is having a conversation with him, trying to tell him some things. Of course, Kanan isn't listening. Maybe this is the scene after Kanan possibly finds out that Rock was the one who put the gun into his backpack. Maybe Rock is telling him that she's getting back in the game. Not sure, but we do see that they have a conversation. And after that conversation, of course, she leaves, and we have Kanan standing here. So I'm not sure. Thinking maybe, like I said, once again, I'm thinking maybe that is where it's the scene after maybe Famous does tell him that, Rock was the one who put the gun in your backpack. And, he, as we see, excuse me, as we see Kanan's face, he's just realizing more and more he can't trust her. Or what could be a plot twist is that Rock reveals she is getting back in the game. She wants Kanan to come back to her side. Kanan says no, and then she tells Kanan, well, okay, well, now we're competition. Could be a huge plot twist, but like I said, who knows? It's not much to go off from this scene here, but we do know that they have a conversation. And that's it. So please, please like and subscribe. Make sure to drop your predictions down low in the comments and let us know what you think.